Alrighty, folks. This is gonna be my tier list that I'm gonna make in 2004. Now that I really do want to consider refraining myself from playing PvP games and I'm coming back like an idiot. I told myself in September that I'm gonna refrain from it, and then I came back not too long after that. And this past several days, I refrained myself as well. This time, I feel like you only get so many opportunities for something that happens. Like anybody who suffers from like raging and not controlling their anger, they should definitely put this as a warning if you're suffering from this. Stay away from PvP games. Like PvP games are just meant for people who are very, very chill, and that's a shame that a huge chunk of people who play PvP games they love to mock people. They love to harass, to troll. A lot of the time, some people get victimized and they're not even very good at controlling their angers. Very, very bad. So a lot of the times when you say, man, why am I going through a lot of bullshit? Why am I that? Well, maybe because you did something over the internet that affected the other person. Which is called karma. So that's one of the things I want to refrain myself and focus more on of first person shooters or boomer shooters. And I put this list in A. I did check some games like this one, Cruelty Squad, Gun Gods. Then there's some like the Terminator game. Which one is it? This one? I think it came out in one of the minis that came out this year. I forgot the name. It's a DOS mini. I forgot the name. They've been making a lot of those over the years. A lot of those minis that most people don't know are not too familiar. They're more familiar with the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, the Sega Genesis Classic, the PlayStation 1 Classic. But when it comes to those PC Classic, I mean PC minis, they're not too familiar. So this game, I would love to play it. I don't have any me, and I'm not gonna go download it, pirated the game because I don't swing like that. So and Daikatana, I don't care if people force me to play it. I will not play it unless if somebody pays me like probably over $20 to play this game and beat it. That's a maybe, but I doubt it. Like I'm not gonna play this trash. Quake 3 and a great game, but I know it's not necessarily an FPS. More like Turok Rage Wars. Like Turok 3 is not Turok Rage Wars is not here. And even Turok 3 is not here. So there's a lot of games that are missing. I did not make this list. Somebody made it. So with all fairness, I'm gonna go based on this list. I don't know who made it. Um, I will make an account in the future after this and probably screenshot and make my own boomer shooter list because this is like a fraction of the boomer shooters out there. This is like at least one fifth or one sixth. A lot of these games are not even necessarily boomer shooters. I seen games like Halo. In my book, Halo's not a boomer shooter, so this one felt more oriented, and it's the same tier list that I made the preview in one of my videos. And somebody criticized me. I just randomly put the games, and I need to really beat them in order to really judge the game. And if like I can't even beat the first parts of the game and I really don't enjoy it, then it's gonna go for failure, just like this one. Like I'm not gonna force myself to beat a game. If I can't beat it based on like difficult, then that's not an excuse. That means that I need to get good at the game. But if I can't beat it based on like how horrible, like all the other qualities, like how boring it is, um, a bunch of other factors, but not difficultness. Difficultness is not gonna be a factor as to why I'm gonna judge a game. It's gonna based on several things. The nostalgia factor is gonna be the one that's gonna affect me the most, of course. A lot of these new games are probably not gonna end up going to the SSS rank. You know what? I should. change this to double S instead of 3S. This and I think there's only gonna be like 3 or 4 titles here. The rest are just gonna go down. And as much as I love Doom 64, and it's actually gonna be one of my favorite games, it's not gonna be an SS. I'm sorry. There's a lot of flaws, and I'm seeing a lot of games on sale on GOG that are way, way cheaper than Steam. This game, for example, is like $1 something on GOG. On Steam, it's $3. Um, there's another game as well that I can't right off the bat. I don't know if it's Amity. No, it's not Amity. Proteus? No, Proteus is not Proteus. Proteus is a really great game, and I just barely found out about it. So it came out last year, so it's kind of a fairly new game. Oh, it's Dusk. Dusk, 50% on Steam, and I think on GOG 60 or 70%, some shit like that. So GOG has been getting really better sales. Worms Armageddon is 75 or 70%, and then on GOG it's 80%. I feel like GOG they're keeping the discounts, and Steam they're actually just lowering the discounts because I feel like they have to pay from all the bullshit they've been pushing their market for their new Steam Deck and shit. So I honestly feel like it's that because it was usually Steam that was offering just as good deals as GOG, if not better. But now that the Steam Deck came out and then the Steam Deck OLED came out last month or something like that, or I don't know if it came out or it's about to come, but they have to make the expenses, and I can easily tell that they're giving less discounts because of that. I could be wrong, it could be other factors. But Amityville, I have not beaten it. Lakestone, I have not beaten. These are really great classic games. If you're a big fan of Wolfenstein, you should definitely try that. Blood, ah man, I need to force myself and beat it. And the DLC, there's a lot of DLCs. Like the DLC for this game came out this year and it's not here. I believe this tier list probably came out last year or 2 years ago. But nonetheless, it deserves to be here, but it's not here. As far as Blood, I just don't like the guns, man. There's other factors that I just didn't like, but I'm not gonna like stop myself. I feel like I can beat that game because it's not a bad game, and my nephew actually liked it a lot. So this one probably be on the tier list. It's not gonna be on NA or F. So I doubt most of these games that I have here are gonna be an NA. Most of them I'll force myself to play it. So I have Ahmed Evil, acquired it. I don't have The Chosen Blood Part 2. I heard that's a much worse sequel than the first one, according to the reviews. But who knows? A lot of the times when people say something, I tend to actually say something else. Chasm the Rift, the game that gave me a freaking virus and Steam. I'm gonna definitely play this in GOG. I will see how great this game is. It feels more like it's a mixture of Half-Life and like when I was playing. It feels like a mixture of Half-Life and then other game if I can find. And Quake, yeah, there you go. Like a mixture of Half-Life and Quake mixed together. That's pretty much Chasm the Rift. Corridor 7, I think this is a mod game. I couldn't be wrong. I do have this somewhere in one of the files. I'm not sure if I have it I think I do have it in Steam. Yeah, I have this game. I have beaten all the Dooms except Final Doom. So Plutonia is the one that's pretty much. I don't know what evolution. If it's like one of the DLCs, the Final Doom. I've beaten all the Dooms except the mobile ones and this one. Believe it or not, I have yet to beat Final Doom, so I'm gonna force myself to beat this game. I would love to beat the PlayStation version and see if there's any differences, but I feel like it's gonna be much harder. So probably in my first playthrough, I'm probably gonna play on probably one of the easier difficulties because Final Doom is the reason why I never beaten it as a kid. I beaten Doom 1 and Doom 2 when I was like 12 or 13. Um, like for the first time, yeah. beat it like when I was 12 or 13, something like that. And Final Doom, I just never beat it because the game is just so hard. So I have to probably play it on the easy. Doom 3, I don't see the BFG edition here. I'm not a big fan of BFG edition. There's a lot of stuff that has limits. The Doom 3, you can actually use cheats and use a lot of mods. You can use that for the BFG later on. They started implementing those, but when the BFG came edition came out, it was mostly like catering towards the console versions. It was very limited, and you don't jump on the BFG edition. 3, I jump and I go at a slower pace because it's just so dark. You feel like the survival horror. And Doom 3 feels more like the original Dooms, which is, I don't know, most people like Doom 3 BFG edition more. I honestly like the original feel because it feels like a survival horror, and which is not a bad thing. I don't know why people are blasting it, but people are praising games like Doom Eternal where they changed the whole mechanics. It's like Doom 3 and Eternal have something in common in that they changed the formula from the original Doom. Doom 2016, they did change some of the formula. I'm not a big fan of glory kills. I actually hate them. And then Doom Eternal, they went as far as to like make the glory kills even faster. So now that you're fighting a freaking Taco Demon, they're pretty much like they feel like you're fighting an imp on and zombies on Doom Eternal. That's the reason why I don't like Doom Eternal because it feels like you're playing an RTS, like you're constantly moving, pressing key, and playing on I have yet to buy this on the PC. I only have it on the console on the PS4, and I can tell you right off the bat, this game is great on console. I tried the PC version. I have not played I have not beaten the PC version yet. But this game, I can tell you right off that it was meant for PC. I don't care if people say that they enjoy it on console. It's great on console. I have it on Switch and I have it on PS4. I don't have the PC version. This one I have it on PS4, Switch, but I don't have the PC. I have the PC version. I have three versions of this. I only have two versions of Duke Nukem 3D. Believe it or not, I had more fun doing this than Doom 64. So I don't know, man. Like Duke Nukem 3D is a magical game. It's such an amazing. Forever, a lot of people didn't like it, so I have to yet beat it. Dusk is one of those games that I have yet to buy. I don't have it yet. The GoldenEye 007 is here. Not sure why World's Not Enough is not here, but go figure. So this one, I feel like it's shouldn't be a boomer shooter, but it's considered boomer shooter. Half-Life, another one. Edon, it's only on Steam. Can't find it on GOG. So I don't have this yet either. Heretic, I have it, but I have yet to beat it. So what I'm gonna try and do is that I'm gonna skip Hexen 2 because I was playing Hexen, then the DLC. How come the DLC should be? Anyways, I'm gonna need to try Heretic. There's a lot of people that actually enjoy this more than Hexen and actually came out before Hexen. I'll definitely give this one a go and this one as well. So I'm really busy, man, with all these games that I need to really make my boomer tier list. And if people actually enjoy my tier list, and then if they have a ballot argument with my tier list, I would love to see your tier list and see what kind of a person you are to actually mock or laugh at my tier list. 'Cause there's always gonna be one or two people that are always gonna bash for at everything you do or your own opinion. Everybody's entitled. I would love, like I said, I would love to put Doom 64 up here, but I honestly don't think it is. I'm gonna go on based on several factors in the future, such as I'm not gonna base all of these games based on multiplayer. That's something that boomer shooters shouldn't be like known for. But I'm gonna label them as how well are the maps made, how the length of the game made, um, several qualities. I need to write them down, and I'm gonna end up putting points like on my own time when I beat the game, and that's how I'm gonna actually review them. I'm not gonna base the review them based on my feelings, because if it will be based on my feelings, I will probably put Doom 64 up here, but it's not up there. And Quake 3, I'm sorry, but that's the reason why it deserves to be, because it's basically you're just doing death matches, death match. There's no like starting a mission and then ending the mission and seeing the completion rate. That's another thing. That's one thing the Half-Life is missing, is that it doesn't make you finish the level and seeing how many kills you killed. That's something that I really like in Bromo shooters. GoldenEye doesn't have it. Duke Nukem 3D has it. Okay, let me move on. Where did I left off? H-Rot, I don't have this game. I think it's on Steam only. Iron Fury, I only have it on the PS4. So I might end up probably playing it there. I don't want to buy more games on multiple different consoles. Like I have Duke Nukem 3D on like Switch, PC, and PS4. I gotta stop doing that, man, because like you're just throwing money away. Like you're better off just getting one game on console or on PC, or if you're gonna have either or. I mean, because Switch is handheld, consoles PS4, and then PC, of course, a Steam or GOG, and that's how I see it. That's why I wanted to get three versions. But with everything being so expensive, I'm just gonna really think about which version I really wanna stick with. And lately, I've been very disappointed with the PS4. More so, like the game's loading a lot slower. Like as updates go, the game just gets slower. And I know it's because of the storage. The storage makes it much slower. The higher storage capacity and more downloads, of course, the game's booting system is gonna load up slower. But that's not an excuse because I haven't been downloading anything for the past year. And I can tell you right off the bat, my PS4 is a lot slower now this year than it is in 2020. Switch version, the higher the capacity, and depending on which kind of brand um, diskette that you get, also like Sony's faster than SanDisk at booting digital games, and like the loading and some of the frames per second. I think the frames per second are not a like big difference from digital SanDisk with Sony, but if you're gonna get like a third party, you're definitely gonna see it. And games like that are like PvP oriented, you really want to get the cart which loads faster, or you want to get Sony carts which load faster. That's completely up to you. Like first person shooters, you don't necessarily have to have something really fast. SanDisk is like your average. More to go that Nintendo's even they're actually paired up with them to make business for their brands, but they're gonna charge a little bit more. So you can't go wrong with SanDisk. Gotta be careful where to get them. A lot of times you're gonna get knockoffs on Amazon and shit like. Anyways, Rise of the Triad. I think this is the DLC. This is Dark War and this is Rise of the Triad. So I ended up getting this in the bundle and Rampage, Redneck Rampage. I do have this too. I got the DLC like months ago, so not too long ago. Project Warlock, I have it on the PS4. Oh my god, how come I skip all of these? Proteus, I ended up just finding out, like I said, about this game last few days ago, and it came out last year, so it's actually a really, it looks like a really good game. I need to play it first. Operation Body Count, I do have this. Perfect Dark, a masterpiece. Nightmare Reaper looks like a great game. I don't have it either. Probably looks even better than Iron Fury to top it off. And Shadow Warrior, I have two versions of that. The Dark Forces, I would love to actually play the Night Dive Studios. I don't know when in the version is gonna come out, but I don't want to play the PS1 version because it's gonna be a little bit slower. But if I beat all the games and the Night Dive Studio version isn't out, well then I'm gonna go based on the PlayStation 1 experience. I don't have the classic version port of it. Only have the PlayStation 1 version, so I definitely want to get this if it comes out on the Steam or GOG for the new version. This one I'm actually thinking of getting it right now. It's dirt cheap, so I don't know if it's gonna run well on Windows 10 or Windows 11. Strive, I have the veteran edition on the Switch, so I'm gonna go based on that. And I think I have it on PS4, but I could be. And I don't know why this list is missing Power Slave Exhumed. That game deserves to be. So I'm actually not too happy with this tier list, but there's like the tier list that I might probably go based on. So I don't know if I can actually add, like, steal this tier list and actually just make my own tier list with more games based on these images. Because I mean, Power Slave is like a must game to be. System Shock 1 and 2, and then the remake. I have not tried either or and the remake, so I have to get these two as well. I'm not too fond with this one, but this one looks pretty good. Turok 1 and 2, amazing games, of course. Ultra Kill, I think this is only on Steam. Like what, 17 bucks, 20 bucks? Not too cheap. And Witch Haven, this game is only on GOG, so if you want to play it, you have to get it on GOG. You can't get it on Steam. So I have it. Wolfenstein 3D and then the Spear of Destiny, which is the DLC. I have it on Steam. I don't know if this one's even on Steam, these two, but I have to try the New Order, the Old Blood, Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. These three, I was trying out with this one, so I don't know if it's like the if I should try this one first and this. But I've been hearing a lot of good things from the New Colossus. I want to play this, and then I don't know which one is Young Blood. Wait, can't even, Young Blood. Yeah. Uh, this one, the Old Blood. Okay. I don't know. So I think I have all the Wolfensteins on the PlayStation for the recent ones. I don't know if this are these four or just this. I know for a fact that New Colossus and New Order I do, but I'm not sure about this. And then Wrath Aeon of Ruin, I think I have this or have to yet to buy it. This one doesn't look like a bad game. Yeah, stay tuned for this tier list probably next year, November, December, when I actually complete most of these games. I take my sweet ass time in beating games. Some people beat games like once a week. On average, like most of these boomer shooters, it's gonna take me like 2 to 3 weeks on average. If I don't make like a walkthrough or go for 100%, I might do probably a week. It all depends how fast I go for. I'm that type of person that I like to get everything, so that's why it takes me a little bit longer than usual. End up finding exploits and stuff like. All right, I'm gonna cut the video. Stay tuned for this tier list, and yeah, let me know what game is missing aside from Power Slave that you think deserves to be, and some of the DLC. Emmett Eve. All right, take care, everybody.